Folks, crisis averted. One more time. Crisis averted. Whenever Steph Curry leaves a game because of injury and he doesn't come back, you stress. Luckily, we have an update on his injury. Crisis averted. We're going to show you what the X-ray said, what Steve Kerr said, so you don't miss it. Yes, the Warriors beat the Kings 109-106. Back-to-back games, Warriors beat the Kings 3-0 in preseason. So we're going to break down that game a little bit, key storylines. Kerr has an amazing quote about Moody. Actually, depends. Maybe you actually think it's not good. Seems like he's getting more playing time, but is he going to be a starter? We're going to break it all down for you in the other key storylines from this past preseason game last night. Randy Silver here, Warriors Digest. You can see I don't have a normal background. I'm at a hotel in Cancun. I'm here for a wedding. Made it out of Orlando. Again, thank you to everybody for the well wishes. Airport open, made it to the wedding, had a great time. But Warriors, number one in my heart, number one to you. I never miss a video. We have to get videos out daily. So here we are, still putting the work in. Warriors land, 3-0. Let's get to it. Here's the Warriors starting lineup from last game. You got Curry, Moody, Payton, Anderson, and Green. This is that small ball lineup he talked about, he being Steve Kerr. He can't play Draymond Green at center a lot because he can't bang with the Cats, with Wemby, with Chet. In the West, obviously you got Gobert. So he can't do it a lot. But this could be the depth type of lineup here. You got Curry at 1, GP2 at 2, Moody at 3, Anderson at 4. Anderson can guard a lot of positions. He could switch, maybe get on. You're just going to get beat by big people who are very athletic. But this will be a very tough lineup for a team to guard because you really can switch in many different positions for these people. And he said he wanted to look at this. Will this be the starting lineup for the game? Like game one? I don't think so. Again, comment your thoughts, like and subscribe here, Warriors Digest, and let's see. But I like what he did with the idea. The execution was very poor. It was not a good start for this team. Let me make this bigger. When we look here, we were we're up after the first quarter. And then second quarter, we got extremely sluggish. We lost that quarter to 28-21. Third quarter was tied, and we finished strong, 28-22. The big storyline right here is look how many shots. That first line field goals, Kings took 93 shots to our 66. Why was that? Because we had 24 turnovers. Let me make my face bigger. We had 24 turnovers. For us to be successful, it's got to be below 15. And they had 24 turnovers, folks. Gave them 93 shots. Luckily, they only made 36 of them. If the Kings shot anywhere normal, and again, they didn't play their starters consistently. Their starters really outscored us again. Their starting lineup is going to be really good, the Kings. But we should have lost this game, and Kerr knows that. Potentially, again, you give up 24 turnovers, and you got 35 points. You can't make that up on a daily basis. Luckily, our back lineup, it was Santos, it was Beekman, it was Post. Let me get to the next line for you really quickly. Where is it? Here it is. Melton. They really played well in that fourth quarter, and they really excelled us to be successful. You look here at the overall lineup. Moody as starter, 23 points, game high. Kuminga put in 19, so you're seeing their development. Yes, it's preseason, but you want to see them score, get them a lot of minutes, and get those rotations, maybe earn a start. Lindy Waters with 9 points off the bench, 0 for 3. First time he didn't make a 3, but you can see he went to the free throw line and made all 7 shots. A shooter knows how to shoot and make those open shots. Good for him. Podziemski played the most minutes of anybody at 30 minutes. Again, he's going to be a big player moving into this team as a either a starter next to Steph. Most likely, it feels like what we're seeing, Podziemski is going to come off the bench and play in that backup point guard role. I think right now we're seeing Steph, Melton, Wiggins or Kuminga, Draymond, and then Trayce Jackson-Davis or Looney at the 5. Wiggins still has not played because he's coming over the flu-like symptoms, so they're keeping him safe. Probably won't play Sunday as well. Steve Kerr on that starting lineup. Gary and Steph together. We've seen that win us a championship in 2022. Gary just hasn't stayed healthy. Gary's not the best shooter, but he can man up on ball and really play well. He can get in transition. He usually makes the right pass. He does a good cutting, and it helps create space for Steph. Moses has had a great camp. Kerr's consistently said this, and we're going to talk about this in a second. Hasn't earned him a starting role. It did today, but what about for the season? And then Kyle and Draymond, again, versatile players, 4 or 5. What does that look like? Play it out. And that's what preseason's for, to test out these positions. So now back to Steph Curry. He jammed his finger late in the first half, left for the locker room. did not return for the second half, but it doesn't sound like an issue. He was back in the weight room, going through his normal post-game routine during the game. Update, he had an x-ray on his finger. It was negative day to day. We've all had a finger jam. It happens. It hurts, especially when you're trying to shoot a basketball, dribble a basketball. You really can't do it. So no need to push him in the preseason game. Let him get his work in, get the conditioning in the weight room, which he does after regular games anyways, and it looks good to go. So again, crisis averted. Whew. Folks, I'm sure you were scared like I was. Comment your thoughts on that. Kerr also said Curry was going to play the third quarter. The first 2 preseason games, he hasn't played at all in the second half. Just play the first half, get him more minutes, more reps, start getting conditioning higher up. Jam a finger, no need to press it. Now, the upside of Curry's departure was people got more opportunities to play, especially Moses Moody, as we just went over his box line, Melton, Jackson-Davis, Lindy Waters, and Pat Spencer. Kerr emptied his bench, ending with Beekman, Post, and Spencer. Again, the two-way players, sharing the floor with Santos and Waters. Group was 13-4 over the final run. So if we look right here, Blake, Hinson, Jackson Rowe, Kevin Knox Jr. are your training camp contracts. How did they do? They did not get in the game. So folks, you're starting to see right now who's going to be making this team and not. The training camp contracts, the question was, could Kevin Knox earn his way into this team? He may be doing well in training camp, but he's not getting the minutes in the game to prove that he will be, unfortunately, be a part of this team and unseat anybody. So it feels like that 14 you see right there, probably going to be the 14. Spencer, Beekman, and Post coming up two-way contracts. Rowe and Hinson probably going down to the Santa Cruz Warriors team. And it's great to see Spencer, Post, Beekman, Waters, Melton, all these players giving us more depth. And they're playing with energy. They're playing with fire. Kerr said he loved what he saw from them in the second half. They're bringing some excitement back to this team. They're looking like they're fighting for positions. They're fighting for playing time. They're fighting to win. It gets the crowd on your side. It helps you overcome a lull in shooting when you can make an energy play. So it's great to see that these Warriors are not just the top heavy we've been the past couple of years. We have a lot of depth, folks. And I think that they're getting underscored in the national media and ESPN, whatever it may be. We're going to surprise some people. We're going to win some games because of our bench outscoring the other bench. Now the problem is the youngsters weren't disciplined. They never stopped scrapping and hustling, which is what you want to see. As I just mentioned, get the crowd on your side. It was enough to overcome the 93-66 shot attempt advantage. 35 points from the free throw line. Like, we can't do that as well. Like, let me go back to those stats for you. Where is it? One more. Sorry, I'm out of my home setup, so sometimes it takes it. Free throw, 32-37 right there. Their free throws, 21-33. Great. So we made more free throws. We got to the line. That's something that we normally don't do, Kerr talked about. But they made 35 points off of our turnovers. It's just too much. Against the good teams, like a regular season game, you're not going to win those games, folks. And if I mentioned charity strike, I apologize. I meant charity in terms of giving them free possessions because we're turning the ball over. So it's great that we're playing hustling. It's great that we're playing hard. It's great that we're really working. We're trying to prove ourselves. But you got to be disciplined and diligent. Disciplined and diligent is the name of the game for this team. Now about Moody. Moses is a rotational player. He started today, but has he done enough to earn his chance to be a starter? Seems like right now he's going to be coming off the bench with that second unit. Again, if we look at his stats, 25 minutes, 7-13 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 7-8 free throws. Very great stat line. 3 rebounds, no turnovers, no assists. Plus minus was 0. So not a terrible stat line in terms of like the extras, but in terms of minutes, points, love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I don't think Moses is a starter right now, personally, because you got Wiggins and Kuminga there, and you got Moody coming off the bench. I think if he does really well off the bench and says Wiggins or Kuminga get hurt, he could get in the starting lineup and not lose it. But I really think Kerr wants Curry 1, 2 is going to be Melton and Podziemski or Hield. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Melton because he can shoot and play defense. Maybe GP2 there, but probably Melton. And 3 is going to be either Kuminga or Wiggins. We haven't seen Wiggins, so I'm going to say Kuminga because Wiggins hasn't played in preseason yet because he's been sick. 4 is going to be Draymond, and 5 will be Trayce Jackson-Davis, literally coming off the bench. So then your backup 1 is Brandin. Your 2 will be a mix of Hield, GP2, and whenever is needed. 3 is going to be either Wiggins or Moody or Kuminga in that rotation. 4 will be Kyle Anderson, and 5 will be Looney and Jackson-Davis. And then Lindy Waters will come in when they need shooting. Santos maybe when they need some size. That's probably where you're looking at the rotation coming in. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Nope, that's about it. Yeah, I got everybody right there. So that's probably how it's going to shake out. And again, comment your thoughts. Let me know. Thank you all for being with me on Warriors Digest. Appreciate it. We give you videos daily. No matter where I'm at in the world, we make sure to keep you updated on Warriors news. Thank you so much.